Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 has just been officially revealed with the newest Warzone event. And with that event, they've also released massive amounts of information regarding this year's Call of Duty and how much it's going to differ from Modern Warfare 2. The first way it mainly differs is it's being made and led by Sledgehammer Games. Infinity Ward is working on this game with other studios, but they're kind of working in the background. This means a lot of the design philosophies from Modern Warfare 2 and Infinity Ward in general will be completely flipped on their head. But first, I just want to let you guys know that I've just released another merch drop. Now, you guys know me. I put out the best looking, highest quality apparel in the market. If you guys want to level up your game and support your boy, you can find a link to this, my classes, settings, and more in the link in the description below, or you can head over to Futus.com. But let's get back to the video. I just want to quickly go over some gameplay changes that I think people will notice the second they spawn in and shoot their weapon. Firstly, the time to kill. The health has gone from the usual 100 points we're used to 150. This is on par with the Cold War and Black Ops 4's time to kill rather than most of the Modern Warfare games that you're used to. The headshot multiplier that was also really high in Modern Warfare has also been reduced. This is one of the biggest reasons you felt like you just got insta-killed in Modern Warfare 2 even though you shot them in the chest like 5 times. And they've also brought back the classic minimap. This means once you shoot an unsuppressed weapon, you will show up on the enemy's minimap as a red dot, and this is just the beginning of the erasure of Infinity Ward's multiplayer vision. So let's go on to the next step. The maps and modes. The maps for Modern Warfare 2 consist of all the original maps from 2009, but these aren't the ones we've already had in Al Mazrah. These have been completely rebuilt and updated in the new engine with better visuals. So that means people who have never experienced a legendary map like Rust, Terminal, Skid Row, High Rise, and Scrapyard can finally experience them in their 2009 greatness. It also means you'll be able to play game modes like Hardpoint and Kill Confirm that weren't around back in 2009. And with these maps from the past coming back, so is one of my favorite game modes, Multi-Team. Now, if you don't know what multi-team is, it's basically a competitive 3 versus 3 versus 3 game mode where a bunch of the sweatiest pub kids were bred back in 2012. This also gets me excited to see some other game modes maybe appear like Face Off, which was like 1v1, 2v2, and 3v3. But unfortunately, there aren't going to be any new multiplayer maps on release, but they have confirmed that there will be new maps added every season, but we're not sure how many will be added. But the only maps that are on release are 3 new Ground War maps, which we're already used to from the last couple Modern Warfare games, and 1 new map for a new game mode called War. Now, War is basically the war mode we had back in Call of Duty World War II in 2017, but if you weren't familiar with that, it's basically where you play a huge map and you're either on the defense or the offense. Now, if you're on the offense, you basically try to push through their defenses and get to the end of the map and win, but if you're on defense, you have to obviously keep them from pushing you guys out, and it can be a very high kill game, and it's really great for just holding down lanes if you have a sniper. So if you're into that, it'll be a great addition. They finally confirmed something that we've been asking for forever, and this is map voting. You'll no longer have to back out repeatedly because you keep getting the border crossing map. You'll finally be able to vote on the map you actually want to play instead of getting stuck in lobbies with a lousy map because all the lobbies with good maps are full. While the lack of original maps disappoint me, the fact that we're actually getting map voting in a Modern Warfare game makes me so happy, but at least we get to play the maps we actually want. Now let's talk about the loadout. The loadout system has also changed this year, with perks now being labeled as gear. You'll spawn in with 4 gear slots like gloves, vests, boots, and a helmet. These will immediately be available to you as soon as you spawn in, unlike Modern Warfare 2 where you had to earn them over time. And a perk people have been begging to return, especially the pros, is finally making an appearance in this game, Dead Silence. This means you'll no longer have to wait for your field upgrade to grant you silent footsteps, and this will change the competitive Call of Duty experience and also the search and destroy experience drastically. The way this will work is that you put on a pair of boots that would give you dead silence, or they also have other options like lightweight that would make you run faster, or for example, a pair of gloves that would make you reload faster. And the gunsmith has also been updated. You can change your assault rifle into an SMG without affecting any of the damage, or you can transform a machine gun into a bullpup. And I'm not sure if this is similar to the attachment system from Modern Warfare 2019 because they didn't really go into too much detail, but this system will offer you new progression paths. This also applies to some of the weapons in Modern Warfare 2 as well as some of the attachments, since all the game's weapons, camos, and skins will be transferring over. And one of the biggest things this community has been begging for since Modern Warfare 2's release is movement changes. While some people just want slide canceling or B-hopping back, a lot of people just want that original arcade feel from the older Call of Duty games. And that means things like a faster sprint to fire speed, faster animation speeds, and just an overall speed boost. And it looks like with Modern Warfare 3, Sledgehammer is going to deliver. Movement in this game is getting a vast revamp. Firstly, they've added an entirely new way to approach situations quickly. It's a hybrid between hip firing and aiming called a tack stance. Basically, you aim down sights the way you would with a canted laser attached to your gun, kind of like how it is in Modern Warfare 2. But the main difference is that you can toggle in and out of this whenever you want, and you can do it sliding. So Sledgehammer is kind of just explain this as something you do while you're sliding for the most part, but it's just something you do in aggressive, close quarter situations. And Sledgehammer themselves have actually announced that the movement will be less restrictive overall. And what that means is that you can cancel anything. And that means all animations, including reload canceling and slide canceling. Though slide canceling won't regenerate your tactical sprint like it did in Modern Warfare 2019, You can basically think of the slide canceling as similar to Vanguard's, where you can still slide cancel, but it won't regenerate your attack sprint immediately. But with that change, attack sprint has now also had its duration increased, and it will automatically reset while running, which basically means you'll be able to attack sprint longer and more often. There's also been an increase to all movement animations like mantling, also able to fire immediately during and at the beginning of your slide. There's also an increased strafe speed while ADSing, like having the Stalker perk back in MW3. So it's basically like 2019's movement, which people have been asking for, but it isn't going to be as overpowered because you probably will need to be using certain gloves, certain boots, because there is a boot that actually lets you ADS while sliding as well. And I'm assuming that the Stalker perk will actually be a perk and not just overall, but we'll have to see when the game comes out. For the first time in a Modern Warfare game, they will be adding zombies as a dedicated mode, though it's not the round-based zombies mode most players fell in love with. It will adopt the Outbreak mode that was debuted back in Black Ops Cold War. Shark is also working on this one, but I wouldn't get my hopes up with this mode considering they also made Vanguard zombies mode. It doesn't seem to be as fleshed out as I thought it'd be, but it's always going to be an excellent addition to have zombies to kill some time. But let's get on to the main meat of the game. The campaign. It's obviously going to follow a story that we've been watching unfold since the original Modern Warfare 2019. One of the biggest surprises with this campaign is that there will be missions in some of the POIs we had in Verdansk, which was a pleasant surprise, but I just didn't see it coming, to be honest. Now, this campaign will have the linear missions that we're used to, but they're also trying out a new system called Open Combat. Now, this isn't exactly open world, but it will give you more choices on how you want to approach a mission, as well as a more extensive area to execute your playstyle. The best example I can give you currently is the sniper mission that we have in Modern Warfare 2, where you're able to where you go loud or go snipe at a distance, or even approach buildings differently. But the way they've evolved this even further is letting you use any vehicles you may come through, and even completing missions in total stealth to the point where the enemies don't even know you executed your mission. But overall, this campaign will have more of a sandbox feeling, and also it's been confirmed that it won't be the ending to the series, so I can only imagine the innovation we'll get in the next Call of Duty Modern Warfare game. To be honest, going into this year's Call of Duty, I wasn't really hyped at all, but after hearing all these changes, I think I'm genuinely excited for this year, since it feels like they're being a lot more open and actually responding to what the community has been asking for more than a year. And with the new perk system being a part of the movement and the choices you'll make with your loadouts, I think that the movement will be more manageable than some might think. So we'll have to see how everything plays out once the entire game or the beta comes out. Let me know what you guys think about these changes in the comments below. Are you guys hyped after hearing them? Are you guys going to keep up with the game? Or are you guys even going to check it out? I also just want to give a huge, massive shout out to anyone who's bought some merch already. If you want to check that out, it'll also be in the link in the description below, as well as my classes, settings, and setup. And I'll see you guys in the next video.
Canisters in the drums. All gas secure.
Да. Так точно, командир. Химикаты под контролем. Начали.
Hey, who are you talking to?
Все чисто. Командир Макаров, враги ликвидированы.